Hello, you guys. How are you all? Thank you guys for being here. Did you see me get booted as soon as I joined? Um, hello. By the way, if okay, so hey Delana, I see you. I just wanted you guys to know, I told you guys yesterday, but all the wrenches are gone right now. I'm gonna work on adding them back today. I have some plans and some things I need to do, but yeah, so I am the main mod today, and that's just that. But good morning. I did it a little bit later than we usually do because I needed to go get some Red Bull. I thought coffee was going to cut it. It is not. It wasn't. So yeah, good to see you guys. Today is a big day. For a lot of different reasons. So Leilani's, her jury selection starts today, and we're going to talk about that. I'm going to show you different stuff, what the local reporters are posting, some of the things that have came out from that. And then we have a bunch of other things I want to get into too. Also, if you are in the path of the hurricane, I hope that if you have to evacuate, if you are in the evacuation zone, you've been able to evacuate. And I'm thinking about you guys. It's so scary. This one is definitely a beast. So, hey, Mama Bear. Hey, Jenna. Hey, K-Brace. Hey, Lil Red. Music City Mom. I went and got a 5-hour energy. I can't drink a whole thing of Red Bull. Hey, Pointer Lover. Teresa. Hippie Chick. Bindi loves those 5-hour energies. Hey, Adrian. Sprinkled Donut. Mama Bear, I think I said hi, but still, hi again. Delana, good to see you, by the way. I just didn't want you to be like, whoa, what's going on? Hey, Michelle, Lucky Spinster, Meg, Nurse Kristen, Rexy, we are hunkered down. Oh my gosh. Please let us know, stay safe with us. It does sound different. It's scary, Crystal. Good to see you. All you guys. Hey, Crafty Chris. Boho Hobo, good morning. I just cannot believe it's time, man. I've been waiting for Leilani to stand trial since she was arrested, and I know many of you guys have been too. Claus, we know that Claus has went in person several times. I think pretty much to every hearing. Correct me if I'm wrong, Claus. Also, no, Delana, you did not at all. Okay, so couple things. First, I want to tell you guys about with Claus. So she's been traveling to go to the courthouse every time they've had a hearing, and she's going to be attending the trial. Because of the last hurricane, it like tapped into some of her extra funds. So I know that people here from the channel have tried to help and help her with gas and stuff for parking, and she's gonna have to buy lunch and everything. So if any of you guys want to help, please let me know. You can email me on the bottom of the screen. I just wanted to mention that because I really appreciate her going and letting us know what's going on, and I know that times are tough, and so I do understand if people can't. That's that's okay. It's tough for everybody. There was something else I wanted to mention. Oh, yes, Nay, my sweet little Nay D. Oh, my gosh. I got a box of melts I had ordered like a month ago, and they got lost, and she had to send me another one. But I ordered a bunch of new scents. You guys have to. Actually, I can't drop her link with the Nightbot because I didn't fix that like yesterday after the live. So let me just go get the link really quick. You guys have to go check out her fall scents. They are, these are just so good. I do have some pictures to show, and I'll show you guys in a little bit. I don't have that pulled up and ready. I do have it in the folder though, but here is the link. Please check out Music Melts. And if you use the code tie-dyed kindness in all caps, that will give you a little bit of a discount. And that's just something Nay does for us, just to be sweet, and I appreciate it so much. But I have been enjoying the heck out of the new melts. Oh my god, there's this one that's like brown sugar and fig. I can't remember the name of it, but it is so good. It reminds me, it like takes me back. It reminds me of something familiar, but I can't place it on what it is, but they are just so good. Oh my gosh, Hippie Chick, it's so awesome. It is really, really good. Oh, little Red. Thank you for being a member 11 months. It's been 11 months. It's almost my birthday with Alex. Yes, Meg, here, let me put it in right now. Tie-dyed kindness. Don't use the dashes. The pumpkin latte is absolutely amazing. I didn't get that one. Isn't it ironic? Gay Brace, don't you think? But I do have a picture of the fig one. Let me just go ahead. I don't have it pulled up, but I will pull it up really quick. And then we're going to get into the Leilani stuff. Jury selection, I believe, starts at 10. There's someone there live tweeting. I want to show you some of the tweets. Claus had also sent me some of the information that she's live tweeting. But yeah, hold on. Okay. So I meant to take pictures of the box because she decorated it so beautifully. But then like I thought about it, set it down, did something, and then got like excited and just like ripped it open. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I meant to get the box. But this is the inside of the box, kind of how it comes when you order from Nay. She does a really good job with it, packaging every single detail. I mean, it's so beautiful. But here, these are the ones. So Deja Vu is the one with brown sugar and fig. Oh my God, you guys. It is freaking this one. It is so good. Oh, you guys see in the background, I got my little candle that Pointer Lover gave me for my cousin who passed away, which it's almost a year this month. And then Bentley's little pumpkin painting. But yeah, this is one of my favorites. I love that so, so much. And then I got Gold in the Sun. That's sugar and spice. That one's really good. Leather and Lace. It's like a candy apple with some smoky, it says smoked vanilla, leather spice, and winter candy apple. It is so good. I haven't tried the Like a Stone yet, so I can't tell you guys about that, but please just check it out. And I love the new black like wax melt packaging. I think she did a great job. Okay. So actually, before we get to the live tweets, let me just pull this up first. So I grabbed a couple local news articles who, are also, they've been waiting just like we have. A lot of people are very invested. This started as a missing child, that the world falls in love with. And then first we just hear there's a missing child, and you in those circumstances you hope maybe they wandered off and they'll be found, which sometimes rarely does happen. But then you see family members saying, we don't trust mom, she's dishonest, from her own mom, so from Quentin's grandmother. And I'll never forget, like, that was just at the time, it just stood out so huge. It made like something is off here, something is wrong. Then we find out that she threw him in the dumpster like trash, and takes weeks and weeks for police to recover him. And finally now we're at trial, and she wants certain things kept out. We had talked about this previously. If you didn't watch the live I did, everything you need to know about leading up to it, and actually there was quite a lot that we didn't even talk about, as far as the babysitters interviews and just all kinds of different stuff. There has been a lot because there was a lot of coverage on this at the beginning, YouTubers showing up on the scene. My point is, we're invested. I'm here for it. I know you guys are here for it. This is an important one. Oh, those are perfect boho hobo for recipients. Grace, I don't think you can, not yet, but I think I know she would love to do international shipping. I just think it's not as easy to figure out. So I hope that one day she will be able to do that. Deja Vu is fabulous. I love Voodoo too. And the Magic Man that Lil Red loves. I love that one too. It's like, oh, what is it? I can't remember. Sandalwood? I don't know off the top of my head. Just checking on you guys in the chat. I fell asleep listening to Melissa too. I was kind of just lurking and listening, and ended up falling asleep as well. All right. And I'll drop some links. My Nightbot's disabled, or I would drop Melissa right now since we mentioned her. That's a friend of mine. If you guys don't know, one of my best friends. She has an incredible channel, and she's been doing a lot of coverage on Wade Wilson. Oh, and before I get any further into this, hold on. I have to ask you guys. Reminded me because it made me think of Jen, who's another very close friend of mine, who is covering Sarah Boone. So is Amber, who's another close friend of mine. And I'll get their links after. But listen, so Sarah Boone apparently refused a deal of 15 years. I cannot believe that. I don't know what she's thinking. Like, I felt like that would have been a really, a lot better than what she's probably going to get fighting this. So, yeah. Magic Man. Oh, is Monet here? Maybe, maybe not. But yeah, what do you guys think about that? Did you see? I don't like food scents. Some floral. I got one with apple and was surprised I liked it. I've been hanging out over at Jen Lou's. She's been doing great with the Sarah Boone coverage. I think, honestly, if you're interested in that case, I know that she's followed it from day one. So she has so much knowledge and information on it. Amber is also covering it, and she always does a great job. So I'll drop those links at the end. Tell her to use Pirate Ship. I can ship for my small business internationally with them. Major discount, and they auto-load the proper shipping labels for you to fill out. Lisa, okay, if that's, whoa, I am so sorry, you guys. I know that was so loud. Freaking dropped all kinds of stuff over on this little metal table beside me. I am so sorry. Hopefully I didn't bust out your guys' eardrums. Trying to just get a picture of that comment. Let's see. Yeah, they offered her 15 years and she turned it down. That was apparently according to either Law and Crime or Court TV is who I saw say that. I am so sorry for your guys' little eardrums. Red Bull. No, I dropped my phone. Like, I was reaching to get my phone, but I didn't grab it good. And I dropped it on the ashtray on the metal table. No, it wasn't me. Thank goodness. Hey, Punksy. Red Bull, LOL. I don't know. Sarah is going to regret not taking that deal. I bet she thinks she can still take it after being found guilty. September Moon. So it's been a while since that happened. I'd have to refresh on the details. I think it was a contempt charge, though. But like I said, I'd have to refresh before I gave you, I'm so sorry, Sandra. I know it was pretty close to the mic. All right. So now let's get into this now. I didn't want to forget to ask you guys about that because that's a big deal, and I think she's going to regret it. Music City Mom, I think it would have to be. Hey, Teacup. Hey, Jonesin. I think it would have to be minus time served, and which would take a big chunk out of it. Maybe not. I don't know. Regardless, 15 years, I think she faces up to 25, so we'll see. Okay, so the trial for a Georgia mother accused of killing her 2-year-old son is set to begin on Wednesday morning. Quentin Simon, who is 20 months old, was reported missing from his Chatham County home just over 2 years ago on October 5th, 2022, which we've went through all of this. In the days following the 6-week search for the child, Leilani, his mother, was arrested and charged with his death. So there's little Quentin. I want to play you the video from Twitter, so I'm not going to play anything here, but I do want to just come over here for a moment and show you this. So this is the process of jury selection. Potential jurors will report to the Chatham County Courthouse for that selection process to begin. The prosecution and the defense will look to seat a 12-person jury they believe they will be able to sway in their favor. Filings in the case from the last several days give us a window into what sort of questions each side will be asking. I'm going to show you their questions, their list of questions, because we have them. Hold on, you guys. Hey, Becky P. Okay. Hey, Shay. Good morning. All right, sorry, guys. I didn't want to kill your eardrums again. So I'm going to show you the questions. I'm going to skip ahead of that. Jury selection begins at 10 a.m. Wednesday morning. Cameras aren't allowed in the room, but WTOC will be bringing you the latest updates. But guess what? Claus was in Court TV's chat about this, and she sent me all the screenshots. And she asked them, are you guys going to be there and are you going to be filming? And they said they are. Let me actually just see if I can look really quick and tell you exactly. But they're trying. One sec. So they said, we are working on approval for video in the courtroom. And then they said, if we can, we will try to live stream on YouTube, if not live on Court TV, if cameras are allowed. So they're trying. I don't know what's going to happen. We can only guess or wonder, but I really hope that we get to see in the courtroom. If not, we just have to wait for updates, live tweets, which we can watch. I've watched different proceedings through tweet, like without watching, but through someone's live tweets. And you are able to get quite a lot of information. It's a lot better to be able to see and hear it for yourself. And the next best thing after that would be like requesting a transcript of what happened that day or during, those weeks or whatever. Okay, so now over to Twitter. So jury selection in the Leilani Simon trial starts today. Key filings reveal what prosecutors and the defense want to ask potential jurors. Notably, the prosecution aims to ask if jurors are fans of true crime or if they claim to have psychic abilities. Court TV waiting for approval was said yesterday on Vinny. Okay, interesting. Hey, Nature Rocks. Me too, Riley. I wish we could see what happens in Delphi as well. Hey, Shay. Okay, so Shay Schrader with WTOC shared this. So these are the questions from not only the prosecution, but the defense. So of note from the prosecution, they want to ask whether jurors are fans of true crime or whether they have psychic abilities. So here's some of the questions. Is there anyone here whose primary residence is not in Chatham County? Is there anyone here whose first language is not English? Does anyone know the defendant? Does anyone know any member of her family? Does anyone know either member of the defense team? Does anyone know the judge or any employee of the Chatham County court system? Hey, Trulia. Does anyone know either member of the prosecution team? Does anyone know anyone who's worked at the DA's office? Does anyone know any of the following potential witnesses, which they have to read the witness list? Has anyone ever served on a jury before? Of those who answered yes, was anyone's jury unable to reach a verdict? Has anyone here had any criminal justice education or training? Have you or anyone close to you ever had a negative experience with the police? Would anyone here say they have a negative opinion of police? What about the FBI or Chatham County specifically? Have you had a negative experience with the DA's office? What about prosecutors generally? What about criminal defense attorneys? To be fair to both sides, they put. This case involves allegations of child abuse. Have you or anyone close to you ever been a victim of child abuse? Have you ever been accused of that? Have you or anyone close to you ever dealt with substance abuse? Has anyone here ever worked as a mental health provider of any sort? And then it's, has anyone heard or seen the news, any media coverage on the radio, the newspaper, or the news about this case? Does anyone here ever watch what are sometimes called true crime shows or movies on television or streaming services? Now, listen to this one. Does anyone here ever listen to true crime podcasts or watch, read, or listen to true crime content on YouTube or any other online platform or social media platform? Hey, Lynn. Good to see you. Does anyone here have any personal objection, religious, moral, or otherwise, to the idea of sitting on a jury? Do you have any unusual psychic abilities, such as remote viewing, which is the ability to see things happening in a place where you are not physically present, or telekinesis, which is the ability to cause an object to move with one's mind? That's really interesting that that's on there. I don't know. Does anyone have any significant serious scheduling conflicts or obligations that would affect your ability to sit as a juror? Does anyone have any medical issue at all that might affect your ability to sit, stay awake, and remain attentive? Now, here is what the defense wants to know. Let's take a look at that. Does anyone know Leilani Simon? If so, how? Do you know her attorneys or the district attorney, the United States attorney? Does anyone here know another potential juror? Has anyone ever served as a juror? Do you have any pressing plans that would prevent you from giving your full attention to this case? Do you have fear or anxiety of contracting any illness through the course of this trial? Are you on medications that will affect your ability to serve? Has anyone seen news coverage regarding Quentin or Leilani? Does anyone here have any knowledge of the facts or circumstances of this case? Does anyone here believe they cannot stand in judgment of another person? Have you ever been accused of doing something you have not done? Does anyone here believe that when a person is accused of committing a crime but chooses not to testify, that they're hiding something? Do you believe criminal defendants have too many rights? Does the nature of the charges create bias? That's pretty normal. Have any of you or any of your friends or family been a victim of crime? Do you have any legal training? Some of these are expected. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of defense lawyers? They don't want anyone throwing something at Leilani from across the courtroom with their mind. Hey, preschool granny. Is anyone here a fan of true crime or a member of the X-Men? Yeah, let me see here. Do you have any feelings about this particular police department? When you think of the police department in your city, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Do you or any of your friends work with law enforcement, or have you applied for a job with law enforcement? Do you feel a police officer's testimony is always reliable? Why? That's pretty interesting. I mean, probably a common question in these circumstances, but also, yeah, their testimony along with evidence, you know what I mean? It's not just believing what somebody says. We want to see the evidence. Is anyone happy to be here today? Do you want to serve on this jury? Do you not want to serve on this jury? All right. Now, let me go back because I want to show you. Looks like there's a few. No. there's a few new tweets. So, Jennifer Coffindaffer. The mother of 20-month-old Quentin will finally face a jury of her peers. The evidence shows that his mom threw Quentin in a trash dumpster. The FBI ERT later found him in a landfill. Looking forward to seeing Leilani be held accountable. Let's see what else has been tweeted since we started. So the judge agreed to broadcast. Oh my God, you guys. Court TV cameras will be inside the entire time. Oh my goodness, this is excellent news. I'm not going to stream the trial. I do have Starlink on the way, so eventually I could do something like that if I wanted. I don't want to stream it for you guys because I want us to get to see it without dealing with interruptions and service issues and stuff. However, I will be clipping important parts, and we will be discussing probably starting at 5 o'clock every day, maybe at 4:30, because I do have to leave at like 6:15, 6:30 to go to football every weekday. But I think if we recap right after and kind of go over the biggest moments, that's kind of the way I want to do it. That is very exciting. Let's read this order. So, pursuant to Rule 22 of the Uniform Rules for Superior Court regarding the use of electronic devices in the courtrooms and recording of judicial proceedings, the undersigned hereby requests permission to use a recording device in the courtroom. The undersigned hereby certifies that the device to be used and the locations and operation of such device will be in conformity with Rule 22. Jury selection, starts 10:09, at which time cameras are not allowed. So it's happening. It is happening. That is really, really awesome. We're definitely going to be, like I said, I'll clip certain parts that I want us to talk about, and I'll take notes all day. It's like, reminds me of the Letitia Stalk trial. That was a busy time because all day long I was kind of watching, clipping, taking notes, and then in the evening we would regroup and go over it together. Jury selection starts at 10 today, Rexy. Yeah, but not actual court. Oh, Claus, amen. I am so ugly crying. That is great news. Thank you, Crystal. You started playing football? Yes. No. But I am so happy to see that, you guys. This is going to be great. We should see. I want to see. So I'm really happy to hear that. I appreciate getting live tweets from reporters and people in the room. I think Claus will still go in person. I think she wants to be there to see things. You don't see everything from the cameras, including the breaks or just different things they cut off from the cameras. But you let us know, Claus. I don't know. That's just me assuming. It's just nice that we'll be able to see it because I don't like just listening to what a reporter puts out. I mean, I appreciate that more than nothing, but if we can see it for ourselves, then we can make our own decisions. I would say probably where I'll watch it, if Grizzly streams it live, will be Grizzly's channel, because I know Jen's doing Sarah Boone. So yeah, that's really it is going to be televised. PJ's second chance. Yes, it is. I opened my second Red Bull. Maybe I should have waited, but I just get the little one. So it's really like, I like to drink the 16-ounce ones, but sometimes I want 2 flavors. So I'll get 2 8-ounce. I am so, so happy to see that. Let's refresh and see what comes up now. Because there was some local news out there filming this morning I wanted to show you. Let me see. Here we go.
Good morning, everyone. We are live here outside of the Chatham County Courthouse, where a high-profile trial will get underway today. Jury selection will begin later this morning for Leilani Simon. She is the Chatham County mother who was accused of killing her 20-month-old son, Quentin Simon. Leilani is facing 19 criminal counts here. She's facing 1 count of malice murder, 2 counts of felony murder, 1 count each of false reporting of a crime and concealing the death of another, and 14 counts of making a false statement. Essentially, according to police, she continued to lie to them about what happened to Quentin. When she called 911 the day that he reportedly disappeared, she said that she believed someone took him from the home. Now, let's take a look here at the jail time that she could face if found guilty. For felony and malice murder, Leilani is looking at life in prison without parole. Concealing the death of another is up to 10 years in jail and or a fine. False reporting is a year in jail and or also a fine, and making false statements is anywhere from 1 to 5 years and or a fine of up to $1,000. Now, court and jury selection, like we mentioned, it is starting at 9 o'clock this morning with Superior Court Judge Tammy Stokes presiding over this case. Frank, we've been following this for a very long time, so it will certainly be interesting to hear some of the evidence in this case.
I'll tell you what, again, 9 o'clock this morning, that jury selection starts. A lot of eyes going to be on the courthouse. All right, Em, thanks so much. We'll check back in with you here in just a little bit.
All right. You guys, this is really, really good news. I'm really happy to hear that we're going to have cameras there. Also, Christina J., thank you so much for the super chat. Thanks for introducing me to Nay's Melts. Everyone that walks in my house comments on the amazing smells. I'm doing the same thing at my own house. I'm walking in like every day, like, oh my God, it smells so good in here. That deja vu, I'm telling you guys, whew, it's just so good. And the new one with candied apple. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but I showed you guys a little bit ago. But hey, Sunday Doodles. Have a good day at work, Sprinkled Donut. I've never tried Red Bull. It tastes like chemicals, but it's so good. The one I'm drinking doesn't taste like chemicals. It's the Juneberry, and it is so good. It tastes like a sweet tart, in my opinion. Like, a sweet tart. Yes, actually, Solo Angel Mom. I thought about, like, going over that with you guys because that was a big deal. So this is True or Coffee and Crime. We just kind of talk about everything. So let's take a second and talk about this while we wait for more updates from jury selection. So Colby, Lori Vallow's only living child that's left, has his new YouTube channel. And let me see. I'm going to pull it up so I can show you guys. Before I do, let me one more time drop Nay's link. If you haven't tried her melts, the link is here. Oh, you're welcome, Claus. And yeah, you guys, if you do want to, like I had put in the chat, but I'll just say it out loud for those of you just listening. If anybody does want to help Claus get there, pay for her lunch one day, anything like that, you can send me an email and I'll help make that happen. Okay, so let's go over to Colby's channel, the Scar Wars podcast, which is a clever name, I guess. You know, look, we sit around every day talking about different cases, okay? And we try to keep in mind on this channel, these are real people, real lives. These are tragedies, the worst moments of someone's life. We need to try to keep it respectful. That's one thing I will say for anybody that mods on this channel or on my Patreon and my second channel, because I'm going to be doing more stuff over there. That's one thing I do expect. You know, I don't mind if anybody has their opinions, but I want people to always be clear it's their opinion and never just blame people without evidence. That's something that is really important to me, and I just want my channel to, in all aspects. Now, look, I don't care. People can have their opinions, but the truth is that, you know, when you are a mod for somebody, I just think that you should also keep it in line with the channel, like be respectful. And it's just the way I want to do things here. So I don't really need to explain any more than that, but say, you know, I don't care if people have their opinions. However, you have to be clear it's an opinion. And honestly, if there's no evidence, I just want people to be careful and thoughtful. Because like I said, these are people's worst moments. It's not just entertainment, you guys. Like, so my thought is, Colby Ryan the whole world has spent lots of time talking about what happened to his brother and sister and his dad. He refers to Charles as his dad. So he has every right. He has absolutely every right. So here's the Lori Vallow interview. It's really interesting because she's delusional. She literally, and we may play this one day, but I'm going to give you a quick rundown of what she did. She blamed Tylee for taking JJ's life. She literally blamed Tylee. Hey, kids. Tried to say that she was depressed and this and that. And, she came back. Bullshit. We know for a fact that the last day that JJ was seen alive, Tylee was nowhere around. Don't forget, Melanie Gibb was there. And now we know because of Lori's hearing in Arizona, there were immunity deals. Her defense attorney let that out because he said, look, I haven't got the paperwork on the immunity deals. And the Arizona prosecutor said, that was from Idaho. I've made no immunity deals. So I just find it disgusting that she would even try to blame it on Tylee like that. And I know that she does say, like, if I was going to talk to anybody about this and explain to anyone, it would be to Colby. He deserves it. Hey, Mo. Hey, Samus. Yeah, there are no mods. No, I did it because I want to redo things. I just dumped the whole box. I even accidentally deleted Nightbot. It was kind of careless of me the way I did it, but I just want to, number one, split some mods up, have mods at a couple different places. And number two, there's some people who never come who have wrenches. I don't think that's necessary. Why would you even want one if you don't come? There's some people who've been a little too nice to people who have been a little really absolutely awful to me. And like, so there's just different things where I have every right. It's my channel. I'm not going to sit here and act like I need to defend myself. That's the way I want to do things. It is what it is. If people feel how they feel about it, I understand that, and that's okay. You have every right to your feelings too, but so do I. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. She is evil. So evil. She absolutely is. Fresh start is always a good thing. I agree. Hey, Lori. No, I don't, Samus. You're right. I know. No, I know, Michelle. You can ask me anything. Any of you guys can. Truly, I'm an open book. Oh, Adrian, I appreciate you always. Thank you, hippie chick. Lori, thank you for being a member for 20 months. Thank you so much. So if you guys are coming in late, we found out a few minutes ago, Leilani's trial is going to be televised. It's going to be streamed. Court TV will be in there with cameras. We will get to see it all. So, and anyways, let me just say one last thing. The people who have been a little too nice to people who are really awful to me don't ever show up anyways. So I'm over it with that. I'm not going to sit here and worry about it. I love you back, Delana, and I appreciate you. Thank you, Mayla's mom. And yeah, I appreciate all you guys. I really do. And all your help. Yes, Deets, it is awesome. Good to see you, by the way. So anyways, if you haven't listened to this, let me drop the link really quick because this was it was gut-wrenching to hear. It's pretty crazy how delusional Miss Lori Vallow is. I don't know why she would ever think that that would even be believable. There is evidence. She sat through the whole damn trial. I don't know. It's pretty crazy. We know that Tylee hadn't been seen 4 weeks by the time that JJ lost his life. And yeah, I just find it disgusting that she could blame her daughter, who she murdered, for killing her son. Oh, Lori, thank you for gifting 5 memberships. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Yay, thank you guys. I felt so bad for her son during this. He seemed so frustrated. The look on his face, because we're going to go back and check what's happening with Leilani with the jury selection, because there are people there, but they're not allowed to film what's happening at the beginning. Or I'm sorry, they're not. I'm trying to find my spot and talk. They're not allowed to film the jury selection, but they are there and they will be updating. So we're going to check that in a second. But I want you guys to look at his face at this moment. It's pretty close. His face says it all. He's trying so hard. We'll listen to a minute of this just while we wait. This is.
Okay, yeah, but you called me, and so you knew something wasn't right, and you were questioning me, and you were asking, but this is before you knew anything, and you had had a dream with Tylee. I'm not saying she actually visited you, but you had had some kind of dream that had upset you, and I wondered, because she had passed away, if she had actually visited you and told you something, because she visited me and told me plenty of things, and the very first thing she told me was, "I'm sorry, Mom, for being such a brat."
Look at his face.
That's the first thing that she told me.
Look at his face. He's like, what? Are you serious? The first thing Tylee told you when she visited you was, "I'm sorry for being such a brat." And Lori, why are you're acting like you're worried Tylee's going to tell Colby the truth or something from the other side? Which, look, I'm not saying it couldn't happen, but how damn dare you? And Lori, do you not understand? Does she not understand that she has ruined this young man's life? Not to say he hasn't built a life for himself with his family, with his wife and kids, but you have destroyed everyone he loves. You have taken all the people he loves except for his new family, right? His sister, his little brother, his dad. How damn dare you? Yeah, it's Lori Vallow. Here, watch. We'll watch another minute while we wait for an update from the courtroom. I do have a couple unknown cases I wanted to show as well. We'll just see what we have time to get into.
It was so Tylee, and it was so her. So I just wondered if she had said something to you that you recalled. And that was such a long time ago. I just always have wondered, because I never asked you at the time, what your dream was. You just had told me that you had had a dream and that she had come to you. So I wondered.
Yeah, I don't really remember, to be honest with you.
Okay. I just didn't know if that was something that...
Poor Colby, man. I feel for him so much. You guys, if you haven't subscribed to his podcast, if you have any interest in supporting the families of these people that we talk about, these cases we've watched, we've watched the trial with Chad, we've listened with Lori, been following it for years. I mean, I still have in my overlays, I made this before I knew how to make this kind of stuff digitally. When I lived back in West Virginia, I went and got a poster board and made this little chart to try to explain to people who everyone was, because it was so confusing. This has been something that I've been deeply invested in for years. And I know many of you guys have too. So I want you guys to be able to easily find this link and be able to go support Colby. Because he deserves it. Here, let me... Have a good day, Lynn. Thank you for coming by. Call me later or message me later. Okay. Let's just skip ahead a little bit. Let me see.
This has gone out of control, Ilya. Whoever made up this whole zombie thing and escalated what my basic belief was.
I got it. I'll drop it again.
Lori, have gone through my whole entire discovery, and there's not one thing. Do you know if you do a search and you do the word zombie in a search in my discovery, do you know the only thing that comes up is when JJ was ordering those little zombie babies from Minecraft? That's the only thing that comes up in all of my 19 years of my iCloud. I was not saying that. That is not something I said. That is not something that... So yes, can evil spirits possess humans like it did in John 5? Yes, I believe that. Do I believe I have the power from...
So she's basically saying, look, I never, in my discovery, zombies wasn't even in there. I never said they were zombies.
Okay.
I mean, talk to you personally. I know that you are the only person on this planet, to me, who loved Kylie and JJ as much as I do. The only person.
That loves them as much as you did. Yeah, you showed how much you loved them, didn't you? I want you guys to hear
You, but I don't want to.
what it said.
I don't know that
I'm
after
gonna go
you
refresh
know
our
what
Leilani
actually
channel.
happened, if you would want that to be public.
Okay. Well, basically, you said no one was murdered. That was your biggest statement. You said not one single person was murdered, that everybody, you said there were suicides and deaths, accidental deaths, and you said that there was drug overdoses, that no one was murdered. So that's what I'm going to ask you then. If you were willing to say it in your statement, then I'm asking you to say it to me. If you don't want to go into detail, that's your decision. But that's what I'm asking you today.
Well, what I can tell you is that I wrote out what happened with those 38 pages, and that's what I was telling my attorneys. I need this to get to Colby. I don't care who else it has to go through, but I don't think it's fair to Colby to not have this information, since he is the only person.
All right, get on with it, Lori.
Anybody else thinks it's not their hospital that time before we had to move to Hawaii, and you sat there with him as a 2-year-old to have this baby. Charles was in Hawaii trying to set up the house, and that deserves to know the truth to the public, but you know
Okay,
it.
here we go. Listen
Tell
to
the
this.
story of what happened.
This is bullshit. Just
To Tylee and JJ without telling Tylee's life, and I don't necessarily want to tell that to the public, but you know it.
this is Lori describing to Colby the truth of what actually happened.
You are the only person who lived it with me and her. You lived it with me. You went with me and her to therapy every week. You were the ones there when she was crying and screaming and throwing things in walls because they were forcing her to go to jail. You saw all of her moods. You knew how she had depression and anxiety attacks, and you and Kelsey were even coming over to mentor her during that time. You know, because you were there, and you were there with JJ, you were there with Tylee, and you know, and I didn't want to write it out like that. I didn't want to just say, oh, this is what happened. I wanted to talk to you and answer your questions so I can tell you everything that actually happened. And if you have a question of something, well, the police said this, and I have an answer for that. That's not what, they weren't there and they don't know. So I wanted to talk to you so I could hear your questions and answer your questions, because you are the only person besides me on this whole earth who really loved both of them the way that I did. And so you heard what happened. If you heard that, what I wrote.
They wouldn't give me the detail, really. So that's why I'm asking, because that's what.
I'm happy. I would be happy to tell you personally and privately, because I don't know if you want those details out in the public.
Well, you pretty much said it in the trial. So I guess I'm wondering why you said those things if you weren't willing to just share, if that's the truth, if that's the truth that you say it is.
Well, it is the truth, and it's exactly what happened. But
do you want me to say what I've seen personally?
Sure.
So it's gonna be heavy. So I hope you're ready for this. They found my little brother in a bag, tied up, buried, and then they found remnants of my sister. Remnants, not even a person on her.
Oh, you.
Remnants of her.
Can you imagine why that is? Do you have any reason to think that would happen?
Oh my God. I'm going to warn you guys now. She literally explains Ty Lee wanted to be cremated. Okay, I'm going to let it play for a minute or two longer, and then I'll just share the link again. You guys can listen. I just cannot listen. This woman makes me physically sick. I cannot. Listen to this. How dare her?
No.
So, did you know Ty Lee's desire of wanting to be cremated?
That was your version of cremating her?
Yeah. What? Did you know Ty Lee's desire of wanting to be cremated? What? Because we do know that she was burned. Some of her remains were charred. But she was also dismembered and a bunch of other disgusting stuff. How dare her? How dare her? I'm sorry.
That was
It wasn't mine.
Ginger.
Because that doesn't sound.
It wasn't mine. But did you know that she had that desire?
No.
Well, so you don't know because you weren't there, but when after Charles passed away, and Alex and I and Tyler were at our table in there at the house in Chandler, and we were going over Charles' wishes, and Charles had put all his stuff down saying he wanted to be cremated, and don't ever put me in a box or I'll come back and haunt you, because he was claustrophobic. He didn't like the idea of being in a box, and he had said all these funny things on his letter to me. And Tylee said to me and Alex at the time, she said, don't you put me in a box either. She's like, whenever I'm out of here, I want to be cremated. That was her big thing.
So why wasn't she cremated?
Put into a box.
Why didn't you cremate her? If she wasn't murdered, why was she picked?
But she wasn't.
Okay, according to what you say, and you say you were there, I'm trying to give you the space without telling you what I think and feel. I'm trying to ask you the question because that's not cremation. I have my brother and sister's ashes. That's cremation. I have them.
Can you imagine coming in on that scene? Can you imagine as a mother, you're a father now. So imagine you come in and find two of your children deceased.
So they just died out of nowhere.
I didn't say that.
You come home or whatever, and both your kids are dead. And then what? You just never tell me what happened? Or you never tell anybody anything? I'm trying to understand you.
You can't, because you can't imagine what that is like. You can't even imagine.
Okay, so I'm not gonna play any more of that. I want you guys to go support him. Listen over there. I'm gonna drop the link one more time. It's definitely worth listening to, whether you followed this along the way or not. Truly, just to hear somebody who is just so. I don't know, just so delusional and has the nerve after we've already sat through a trial. We know what happened. Colby knows what happened. He knows how his brother and sister's remains were disposed of. He knows, right? And he watched all of it go down in real time when Lori refused to say where the kids were. Why would you sit in jail and refuse to say where your kids are if something like this happened? She claims, she'll go on to kind of claim that she doesn't want Tylee to be remembered this way. I can't remember exactly. That's what I took from it. It's just unbelievable. So someone just came in. I lost the comment. Oh, here it is on the screen. Mom of a Gladiator. Just getting here. Are they going to stream the trial? Yes, they are. And I've actually been looking on Twitter while we've been listening to this for any new information, and it looks like the local news is also going to be streaming the trial. So because this woman works with the local news, WTOC, and she says, we will have full coverage throughout the trial as soon as opening statements begin. We will also have folks present at jury selection, though we're not able to film that. Let me just go back and see if we got any new stuff. As far as Leilani goes, any new tweets, people that are there in real time. Okay, no. So, yeah, we're going to be following along the way. I'll be doing little recaps with clips of what's happening, and taking notes so we can go through the biggest, the things that stand out to me the most, Yeah, hey, Rocco. Not that it matters, but were the two deceased children her biological kids? No, one of them was. So JJ is not Lori's biological child. Her and Charles, her ex-husband, who she also murdered and she's about to stand trial for, adopted JJ. JJ was Charles's sister's grandson. Kay, Kay and Larry, the grandparents, Kay's grandson. Hey, Katie. Hey, Tiffany. I'm so glad we'll get to watch this trial and get to see all of Leilani's reactions and stuff. We've seen some pictures during the process of her in the courtroom and some clips of her walking in or out, oftentimes with a mask, so you can't really make too much out of it. But I'm really glad we'll get to see this in real time. I know many of you guys are very invested. See, at the time, a lot of people became invested. They see, first of all, Quentin. I mean, look at him. Hold on. Let me get these pictures I put in my Facebook the other day of him, because he is just the most precious baby. I mean, hold on, this way. People fell in love with him, but then also some people fell into the story because they were seeing how awful certain YouTubers were exploiting him in this situation. And it was awful. I will never forget all these people standing outside protesting, and not just YouTubers. There was that one girl that went up and banged on the door. There were Facebook groups. There were people started streaming about this and built a following based on going out there protesting. But we see all these people protesting on the street and playing screaming, crying babies and stuff. I mean, how awful. Because look, even though I'm not sad that Leilani had to hear that at all, there's an entire street of people who know that this child is missing. I just felt that was one of the most disgusting things I have ever seen. So whether you fell in love with his little face, look at him. Look at this picture. We know that police had this picture at the control center during the search where they went, to take breaks or have meetings to inspire them. This is what they're doing it for. No matter how you fell into it, it's going to be nice to be able to watch in real time. Look at him, you guys. Oh my God. Hey, Nikki Rex. He does look just like his mom. TikTok girls, Facebookers, yep, and the YouTubers. You're so right. Hey, Mark. Good to see you. Dang thing called work had me busy. Well, hopefully you have a good day at work. Let me see something, you guys. Just let me go do something just quickly. I want to grab a link for you. But this baby, he's just beautiful. Look at him. I think this is my favorite picture of all. Like, I don't know. He's just so cute in that. And he didn't deserve what happened to him. It's not right, So I'm going to share with you guys a couple links. I don't want to like make you uncomfortable, Mark, and mention it every time you come in, but Mark's brother Harry has been missing since 1984. And some of the people who were with him last have still never talked to police. A lot of things don't make sense. And, he was on my channel a couple of years ago. I'm going to share that link now. And then I want to get a link from where there was a documentary that came out and NBC wrote an article to share with you guys. If you haven't learned about this case, watched anything about it, please take the time to just even the article, just give it a quick, take a look at it. You never know, especially if you're in Iowa. Let me see. I would appreciate that so much, you guys. And then I want to show you guys a couple unknown cases. So NBC News, brother hoping to reignite search for Harry Milligan. I know that Mark has been fighting for years and years for his brother. And I just can only hope that somebody, if I was ever missing or something, that somebody loved me enough to do that for me. So I just want to mention it occasionally to you guys and ask you to please check it out. Okay. Oh, thank you, Mark. I'm happy to do it anytime. I just don't want to make you uncomfortable. So I didn't mention it yesterday, but after the live, I put in the chat, like, please go check out the community post on this. But so I thought I would mention it today. And yeah. Okay. So I did have a bunch of things that are unfolding right now that I haven't really seen anywhere for us to talk about. I don't know how many we'll have time to get through. Tess sent me a few, and we'd been gathering them for days. But I'm just going to grab a couple, and we will go through them together, and then I'll let you guys go. But before I let you go, we'll check one last time for any updates on what's happening with jury selection. Okay. Okay, so let's start here. Just one second. No, not you guys uncomfortable, just Mark uncomfortable, because, like, I don't know. I don't know. I just try to be respectful. And I'm always here to do anything I can, Mark, any way I can help you, anything you need from me. I'm a message away. I don't know that there's anything I can do, but if there is, I'll be happy to do it anytime. Absolutely anytime. Okay. So let's take a look at this. Tipster told police man admitted burning his 2 kids. Police just arrested a pair after finding buried remains. Hey, Bendy. We were talking about you a little bit earlier with Sarah not taking that deal, and I mentioned your coverage of the case. Okay, so authorities in Indiana have arrested 2 people after tips alleging a man had confessed to killing and burning his children in a fire pit led police to find bone fragments in a backyard that police believe was the former residence of the pair. It's not clear, though, if the bone fragments are connected to the 2 children or are even human bones. And thank you guys for sending all the love and support to Mark and his family. They deserve it. They need it. And yeah, if there's any like Facebook groups or anything you want me to share ever, please just let me know. Okay, so police charged 31-year-old Stephen Val and 25-year-old Samantha Sabella with, they put 25-year-old Samantha Sabella, 25. Like, no, really? With several offenses. I mean, the case is not funny. I'm just laughing at the typo. 25-year-old Samantha, 25. With several offenses, including murder, nearly 2 weeks after a tipster made the allegation. Jasper County authorities received the tip on September the 20th from a person claiming an acquaintance had confessed to killing his 2 children and burning their bodies in a backyard fire pit of a home in Wheatfield, Indiana, the local sheriff's office previously said in a statement. Subsequently, police launched an investigation and located the acquaintance and a woman at a hotel in nearby Newton County. Jason Wallace, chief deputy of the Jasper County Sheriff's Office, previously told People. Police believe the pair are the parents of the children reportedly killed. The pair denied having any knowledge about the allegations made by the tipster. They just denied it, Wallace said. They were cooperative but had nothing to share on the topic. So this is where the bone fragments were found, in the backyard of this home. On September 30th, police conducted a search at a Wheatfield residence where Wallace says the pair previously lived. They recovered bone fragments from 3 spots on the property, which were then sent for forensic analysis. Authorities are working to determine whether they're human or animal bones. On Thursday, sorry for that, it's not that close, but it's quite loud. On Thursday, October the 3rd, police arrested Val and Sabella as part of their investigation. It wasn't immediately clear how Val and Sabella are linked to the reports of the deceased children or whether they're the 2 people police previously interviewed. Wallace was not immediately available for further clarification. They are also charged with neglect of a dependent causing death, abuse of a corpse, obstruction of justice, and failure to report a dead body. Let's just take a look at this video.
Crime tape stretches around a home in Jasper County, Indiana, as police dig for answers in a death investigation. Our Andrew Ramos live in Wheatfield with new information just in from the sheriff's office there. Andrew?
Well, Joe, right now concerns are mounting for residents here in Wheatfield as they are fearing the worst. Now, just a short time ago, we learned from the Jasper County Sheriff's Office that they've recovered bone fragments here at this residence in Old Orchard Lane. Now, they're trying to determine whether they belong to a child or an animal. This was the scene late this afternoon as investigators with the Jasper County Sheriff's Office used shovels to break ground on the side of this home on Old Orchard Lane. We saw them collect samples of the dirt here. They also sifted through a backyard fire pit. Now, according to a joint statement from the Jasper County Sheriff's Office and Jasper County Coroner, their investigation was launched about 2 weeks ago when they received a report of an individual allegedly confessing to acquaintances about killing 2 of their undocumented children and burning their bodies in a backyard fire pit at this home. After locating this individual, an interview was conducted where they denied any involvement.
Thank God this person came forward, you know.
Officials say their cell phone was seized, and that turned up more evidence. When this individual was located a second time, an undocumented child who was in their care was taken into protective custody by the Indiana Department of Child Services. It was Monday morning when detectives arrived here to the home, where they conducted a search of the property, assisted by 2 cadaver dogs. Those dogs alerted investigators to 3 locations on the property and uncovered partial bone fragments. Those bone fragments are now in the hands of specialists.
Makes me think, by the way, did anyone follow the situation with the rug on TikTok where the dogs alerted, but they didn't find anything?
Indianapolis to determine their origins. The findings have left many here in the neighborhood stunned.
It's a nightmare. I've had a ton of anxiety over it. I'm a mom. So just knowing that there's possibly children being uncovered over there, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, I bet.
Like, who would bury children in their backyard?
Can you imagine as a neighbor hearing about this? Tiff, so Bentley did good at the dentist, but I don't think you were here, so you don't know that Trenton got cut horribly at football. He had to get 15 stitches. He's out for the season. The chin strap clasp got him. And at a game like a week or 2 ago, someone on the other team, or someone got cut on his team, but by a helmet from the other team's chin strap. So have you ever heard of that happening? Also, how are you guys doing? How's football going there? But yeah, it's been crazy and scary. I want to follow this situation here. We're going to see what happens, what comes of it when all the testing comes back. But I wanted to share something with you guys. So Mark Milligan, we were just talking about his brother Harry, who's missing. 6 days ago. I caught some of this on the replay. 6 days ago, he was on another channel discussing his brother being missing and everything. And I'm going to share that link with you guys too, so that you can see, because it's very recent, within the last week. So I just dropped that in the live chat. Let me open my phone and make sure it worked correctly. Yeah, Tiff. Definitely wanted to tell you about that because of yours. Okay, yeah, it worked. So please go check out that interview. I'm going to share the link just one more time after it gets a little bit up. It's right there in the chat. My son's finger got smashed between 2 helmets and exploded. Stitches also, but still playing. Oh my God. That is awful, but still playing with them wrapped up. So Trenton's is like on his arm where he can't hit or play. Also, like a chunk came out of his arm. It was awful. And I'm not happy with the situation. Hey, Foxy. But it is what it is. Just, I've never heard of that happening before. I come from a long line of people who play football, love football. And I've just never seen it. I did cheer my whole life. Loved Friday nights. Like, that was some of the best times of my life when I was younger. Never saw an injury like that. Like, I see lots of injuries, but getting cut like that. So you have heard and saw that injury. Okay. Interesting. I hadn't either. Wow, I'm familiar with Harry Milligan's disappearance from podcast days. Yes, you guys, please check out. He was just on this channel. Let me see what the name of it is now, because I think it's changed. TCA Speaks, True Crime and Conspiracies. I'm going to share that link so you guys can see, watch the interview. I'll be checking out Mark's brother's case for sure. I'm in Iowa, 38 years. Thank you, guys. We're doing okay, but Millicent Higginbotham. I mean, I do have this one when I was real little. That's pretty cute, but no, I don't even know where they are. I'd have to dig them out. Like, that's just funny. Yeah, Friday Night Lights is the best ever Saturdays for me now. It is. It's so fun. Okay, Tiff. Yeah, definitely. One of my friend's kids got hit on the field and knocked him out cold. He got up to walk away and died. Oh my God, Aries girl. See, that shit scares me to death. I cannot. Lord have mercy. So if they make it to playoffs, he could potentially play. They have 2 games out. He's out 2 weeks. So he's out for the rest of the season. But I don't think that, they may not make it to playoffs. Whatever. It's okay. I just want him to be okay. Also follow Chaos Divers. They have done so much to help. They also have several search videos. Let me grab a link from them because I didn't realize all the videos that they had on Harry. And recently I went back down, like, looking at everything, and I saw several, and one of my friends was looking with me. Here we go. I have one from them from a month ago. Sheriff takes us deep into the woods and hopes to bring home Marine veteran Harry Milligan. Let me share this link with you guys too. Yeah, but they've done several videos on it, which is awesome. And I just appreciate it. So here. Oh. No, shoot, it ain't nothing hard. Just trying to help the little bit that I can, but okay. You guys are just sweet, and I appreciate all of you and appreciate you checking this out and looking at it. Mama Bear, I think it was who said that she was in Iowa. Yeah. Yeah. So, oh yeah, it is so scary. Football is scary, man. a lot of head injuries and stuff and then like hearing about someone who gets knocked out and they pass away. I've heard of that before, like heart incidents. Oh my God, I cannot imagine, you guys. It's just so scary. Okay, so actually, I think we're probably going to wrap it up here, you guys. I do have some more unknown. Let me see what I have pulled up before we go. Oh, did you guys see this? Woman, 30, charged with murdering 3 people in 3 days, described as a serial killer by police. Sabrina Kaldar was arrested following the deaths of a woman and 2 men in Toronto, Hamilton, and Niagara. I know I'm not pronouncing that right. I'm so sorry, you guys. 3 people in just over 3 days in Canada. The first incident was on October 1st. It was a woman in her 60s. The following day, police responded to a disturbance at a park in Niagara Falls. Oh, okay, Niagara Falls. I don't know why I read that so funny the first time. When officers arrived, they found a man suffering from critical injuries. 47-year-old Lance Cunningham, who was eventually pronounced deceased at the scene. And then the third incident was a 77-year-old. I'm sorry, but really? 30-year-old woman beating up on 77-year-olds, older women and men? What the hell is wrong with you? Like, I just get so frustrated and so annoyed by people who aren't about taking care of the elderly. Like, I'm sorry, they take care of you, then you take care of them. It's just like with your parents. You're little, they take care of you, you take care of them. You don't become, I don't know, 40-year-old grown woman who still has your parents doing everything for you. Like, I know someone who's almost 40 and has her like 60-year-old mom cleaning her house and shit. It's like, that is so messed up to me. I could never do that. I'm trying to think of what I can do for my parents because they've done so much for me. I just can't with people these days. They're so freaking selfish. But a 30-year-old woman attacking elderly people, what scum? And then the last one, I'll just go ahead and show you quickly, and then I'll let you guys go. I just updated Twitter. I don't see anything new with Leilani. But as soon as trial starts, we will be daily talking about what happens in court. Because I want to know every detail. This is one where I'm going to be trying to pay close attention to every word. 2 Alaska teenage girls were stabbed to death after argument escalated. Police say suspect's text connected him to the scene. Authorities have accused an Alaska man of fatally stabbing 2 teenage girls. Shaquille Karawan, 20, is facing 2 counts of first-degree murder and 2 counts of second-degree murder in the October 2nd deaths of Novely Rivers and Abigail Olson, both 18. She's also charged with tampering with physical evidence and furnishing or delivery of alcoholic beverages to persons under the age of 21. Investigators believe the attack occurred after an argument escalated into a physical altercation. Karawan and Rivers were cousins. So one of the victims and the person who attacked the victims, who's been arrested now, are cousins. Both teens were stabbed multiple times and suffered blunt force trauma per the affidavit. This is, okay, so this is Abigail Olson and Novely Rivers in these 2 photos, the victims. And then here's the perpetrator, Shaquille Karawan. Police say phone records show texts between Novely and Karawan prior to the murders. Karawan texted that he planned to bring over marijuana and a torch for smoking and made home brew at his house and would also bring that over. Conversation continues until he arrives and says, "I'm by the porch now," and no texts follow. At Karawan's home, investigators found blood-stained shoes under his sleeping area with patterns that matched the unique blood-stained tread patterns at the scene. I mean, that's just awful. So, yeah, I guess I'll wrap it up there, you guys. Thank you for joining me this morning and going through. Thank you, Neat. Thank you for going through not only what happened to Quentin, but, talking some about Colby's new podcast. I hope you guys will check that out. I hope you will also check out the links that were dropped regarding Harry. I do have the Chaos Stabbers one up still, so I'm going to drop that just one more time. You never know, never know when the right person might see it. So please check it out. Share it if you have social media, like on your Facebook or whatever, especially if you're in the area. That would mean so much to me. And then, we're going to follow along the way with Leilani's trial. Also, Stephen Stearns has a court date coming up. If I'm not mistaken, his trial was set to begin pretty soon. I don't know if that's going to happen. I doubt it. However, we're still following that and going to keep up with all the details along the way. K-Braze, there has to be something more they can do to protect these boys. There should be no, I'm sorry, but if the clips are that sharp and they're causing injuries like that, it could have been a lot worse. What if he got cut at a main artery or something? I don't know. I'm not happy with it. And I think that's something, there needs to be a bigger conversation about that. I'm really, really not happy about it. I'm actually sad for him. He's out for the season, but it relieves my anxiety a little bit. But yeah, thank you guys for listening to me. Thank you for listening to me about all of it. He did, Tiff. He didn't go yesterday. I was kind of thinking he should set it out again, but he wanted to go. So he went. Yes. Oh my gosh. Seek Justice Sandra says, have a great day, y'all. I'll be praying for all the sad cases and for anyone in the path of Milton. Much love. Please evacuate. If you haven't yet and you're in the zone where you're told to, please do it. I know it would be really hard to leave your stuff and your home, and you might think, like, I've got it under control. Please just leave. If everything gets ruined, that's okay. You still have your life. The videos from what happened in Western North Carolina when all that water, I think a dam broke, but I saw a few videos of people filming as like their house is being destroyed. It's horrific. I cannot imagine. Anyone know what site will be streaming Leilani's trial? I would love to watch that. Want to cover it also, but not include the nightmares that ravaged the neighborhood. Yeah. So Mystery, I know Court TV is going to be streaming it, and WTOC, the local news. I would venture to say Grizzly will, which is probably where I'll watch it. I think Jen won't. Most of my friends don't really do the streaming the trials except for Bendy, but I don't think that she will because she's doing Sarah Boone, preparing for a hurricane and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm thinking Grizzly and Court TV. No skip to Delu. They did not. We went over at the beginning of the live. There was a court order. They have approved cameras from Court TV. No live streaming the jury selection. However, once opening statements start, Court TV and the local news are certainly going to be broadcasting the trial. So they are going to stream it, yes. All right. Thank you, guys. Love you back, Foxy. Thank all of you guys. Breaking Chains. Okay. Thank you, Patricia. Breaking Chains is streaming it. I saw that she said she might stream. I bet you since Sarah Boone was pushed off, because I think what I saw, she said she might stream like highlights or whatever, but not the entire stream. But yeah, check out that channel anyways. That's Lynn's new channel. I think she'll probably stream it on Disorder. Or wait, what is the court one? I don't know. I'll share the links on my community tab. Thank you everyone for being here. Oh, truly, thank you. I got your back too. And I just appreciate you guys. And yeah, I'll catch you on the flip side. We'll be following along the way and see what goes. There it is. What is it, Cindy? see what goes down in all of these cases. Disorder in the court. Thank you, Cutie Pie. I don't know what happened to my brain. It just wasn't coming. Wasn't coming to me. All right, you guys, have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.